Hello there, welcome back to the Battle Cry of Freedom video tutorials. This should be part 5, and we're going to talk about some of the more advanced SceneProps, SceneProp tools and how to use them. So once again, CTRL E, get into the scene editor, go to SceneProps, and what we're going to do this time is we're going to go to the walls section, because we actually have over 1,200 walls and roofs and wall ornaments and all kinds of stuff to make modular, completely modular and destructible walls, buildings, whatever you want. And so this is just a roof, right? So you could use this roof, and then you could use one of the walls, which are beneath the, yeah, there we go. And you can, just like in, like we had it in Napoleonic Wars, our previous game, you can make modular walls, you can make modular floors, you can make modular buildings, all kinds of really nice stuff. What you'll notice, unlike in NW, let me look for just a regular wall real quick. It's called wall full, I think. Yeah, that's one of the things you're gonna have to get used to, just how props are called. Yeah, there you go. So that's a regular wall. It's just bricks on all sides. We have different textures, of course, for different walls and all kinds of neat stuff. But you'll notice already that when I move the prop around, that the texture updates. And unlike in NW, if you scale your prop, the texture is not going to scale with it. Instead, it's just going to continue tiling really nicely. So you're never going to mess up your textures, your textures, because you have something weirdly scaled. For example, if I scale this 2 times on one axis, there's no stretching. It's just perfect. Also means that if you spawn another one, the textures will always perfectly line up, which is really nice. There's no more seams, no more breaking, no more stretching. Just really, really useful. I'm gonna reset my scale real quick. And then I'm going to show you some other stuff. So you might already have noticed that there's this most sensitivity slider on the top left. And what this does is it adjusts your sensitivity when you're, for example, moving or rotating a prop. So for example, by default it's always at 0.5. If I put it at 2 and I press G, you see, whee, it moves really fast. If I press it at 0.01, now it moves very small steps, which means but I can now place these things and align them really easily and really well. It applies to both scale and rotation. So for rotation, yeah, this might be a little bit slow. So just, change it back up and start rotating. Now, here's a feature we already had in NW and we brought back for this, which is, let's say you rotated a prop on an axis, so in this case to 315 degrees, and you're doing stuff and you select a different prop and oh, now my rotation is reset, and now I want to match it, right? It's just, it's gonna be taking forever, or it's gonna be really difficult to match it using manual stuff, or I type it in, it also takes relatively long. What I can do instead is I'll just select this prop and press Shift plus R, and that will copy the rotation. So the next time I select a new prop and I press R, it will just snap to the same rotation, and that's really useful. So any new prop you have, press R, same rotation, and yeah, it's just a really useful feature. Then what's also really useful with these walls is, I'm going to show you in 1 second, there's another tool. Let's say I have these walls, doesn't matter if they're lined up or not, and let's say that's the outside of a building, that's the inside of a building, right? But now I'm noticing, oh shit, I placed brick buildings, and who has brick inside their house, right? I want a nice stucco wall here. So all I have to do is now I look for, I think it's wall 1. Oops. Wall 1. Wall 1 full, yeah, you see, wall 1 full has stucco on one side, brick on the other. And I want to replace these walls. In W, what I would have to do is I place this wall and I just align it, and then I delete the other wall, and it takes really long. It's really cumbersome. Instead, over here, what I can do is I open the variation ID thing, and I select all the walls I want to replace. And you'll see on the bottom here, replace all selected props when you select a prop to spawn. Right? So, have this window open, select this, toggle this if you want to keep the same rotation. We're going to also add, it's not in the version I'm making this with yet, but it's going to be in for tomorrow. Press this button, and then press this other button, which is going to be for scale. So this is to copy rotation of the existing props, and the other one is going to be copy the scale of a rotation prop. You can of course also leave this, and then it will not copy rotation, and will not copy the scale. So I'm going to tick this, and now I'm going to select this prop, and ta-da! All the walls are replaced by this one. So this is an extremely useful tool for this kind of stuff. Once again, I'm going to show it maybe with a different wall. That's more obvious, like, yeah, it doesn't matter, right? I can just replace it with a corner piece if I want to. Yes. So I'm going to select all of them, I'm going to open this thing, I'm going to click on this button, and then I'm going to select the wall I want to replace it with, so in this case the arch. You'll see I have it replaced. And it's so fast, it's so easy. You can replace orchards with it, you can replace anything with it you want. It's one of the most useful tools, in my opinion. Next up is another extremely useful tool, and that is the ability to save prop compositions. And sorry, I had to think there for a minute. Let's say you have a complete building build, right? So I'm not going to build a complete building over here, but let's just pretend this is a house. So this is my house. I'm going to select all these props, and then I'm going to press this button, Save New. I'm going to call it Tutorial House that is not actually a house. And I press Save New, and now I have this group saved. What that means is that if I go to the category prop grouping, it will show me this prop group I just saved. If I click on it and press spacebar, you'll see I now have it selected. So I can just spawn the entire group again, and again, and again, and again. And you can probably already see how extremely useful this is. This means you can just make a house, make a full house, save it, and then reuse it on another map. For example, on this map, on another map, I already made this building, right? And as you can see, this building is made out of a whole bunch of separate pieces. It's a fully modular building. But I can just save it, and I can just load it in one click. Another extremely useful thing about this tool is that if I save this, it will locally save a text file in the game folder. And I can open this text file, I can edit it if I want to, if I'm like a programmer or something. Maybe some people want to do that. So we gave them the ability to. But more importantly, you can take this, you can give it to someone else, like another guy in your regiment, someone who's making maps with you, and they can just put it into their game files and they can use the exact same object. So that way you can share entire floors, you can share entire buildings, you can share I don't know, a table full with fish and plates and all the good stuff. So that's an extremely useful thing. And that's it for the advanced prop things. Next up, I'm probably going to talk about variation IDs and spawns. And After that, it goes into the like really advanced stuff. So I'll see you in the next one.